Welcome back to Repo Rethink Politics, where we jump back into our political review with the team. So, I wanted to, before we finish up, I wanted to get into the debates is coming up. So, the debates is going to be split into 10 and 10. But the criteria of the debates was like really freaking interesting. So
Hate it. Go ahead.
You have to be part of, you have to have, what is it? You have to be in the top 10 of the polls, in 3 different polls. Then you have to be, what was it? You have to raise money from 65,000 different people. It was like some weird, it's like 3 or so. And there's a couple of people who did it, but there's a couple of people who didn't. And they was kind of mad as hell. Because now they was like, why I got to win in the poll? You got to. If nobody's listening to you, why are you sitting on stage? Why would you fucking be on stage?
Mike, I gotta jump in. I actually hate that though. I hate it.
Because
I'm one of those people that I don't actually even understand why donations should be on the scorecard. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like we vote in these leaders, these politicians to run our country in order to find out, you know, like the dollar sign means nothing to me. I want to make sure you're able to push laws and speak for me. Whenever I keep hearing about donors and donations, the fact that they're making it part of the qualifications to be on the debate stage, I feel like they're pushing the problem. They're pushing the whole reason why people hate government. Because it's about money, and I don't like that. That's part of it at all. The donations shouldn't have anything to do with it.
But they're relating.
Because what it does is it pushes people to give out money. Like now somebody's going to be like, oh, you're not going to get on there? Okay, here's $1 million. Boom, 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 and all of a sudden.
But it's not the $1 million voters though. It's not the $1 million people. It's the grassroots people. They're trying to. I know what they're trying to do. I hear what you're saying, but what they're trying to do is, if people hear you and know who you are, the polls will say that. That's one. So at least people know who you are. That's one. On the money side, they're looking to say, except for trying to get these rich donors so you can have $62 million, they want to see you ain't got $2 million. You only got $500,000, but you got it through small individual contributions. They want to see, are you reaching those people? That's the criteria from that. But will it continue that way? I think it's going to get out of hand after the fact. So that's cool that you got to this point. But what if everyone jumps to the wrong people? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's still about the money, though. Then it becomes about the money.
Well, that's and I'm not even saying just the money. Okay, so there's 2 things I hate, right? I hate the donations being part of whether or not you're a good candidate. I hate that. That's one. Mm-hmm. Also, I hate polls. I can't stand.
They're not real.
The idea of poll. Yeah, because no one's talked to me.
Yes.
I can see if I can at least.
Yeah.
I can see if I can at least get myself like what? Okay, all right. If I want to be a part of the polls, how can I get myself into the polls?
So maybe that's some new shit. Maybe that's the last game we haven't figured out.
What's that?
The polls.
The polls. Maybe the polls are just some fake shit used to build confidence in candidates. Like, oh, did you hear? So-and-so's up in the polls.
Yeah.
What polls?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's part of the dude with the laptop. It's part of the plan.
Yeah. They could be making that shit up like.
That's what I'm saying.
Crazy, you know?
Yeah.
So when I was studying statistics, and the one thing that the professor said at one point that has stuck in my mind, it was the Dentine gum. And it said 4 out of 5 dentists prefer Dentine gum. And the impression is, wow, dentists really like it. He was like, no. They had maybe 100 dentists, but when they brought it all the way down, they said get 5 dentists that actually wanted the gum. We only had 4. Okay, so 4 out of 5 preferred Dentine gum. And that's the poll that they use.
So
even though 95, even though 95 motherfuckers said, hell no, I'm a dentist. No one should be chewing gum. That's stupid. But they use the data to say let's just say 4 out of 5 dentists. And the impression that people see is, wow, a lot of dentists. No, only 4 of them. Mm-hmm. Well, how many was it? Well, they never give you the amount of people accurately to say how many did you poll. And that's where the problem with polling is. You can use the data to manipulate how things are good or bad. That's why at the end, when it's really time to run, that's why people come out of the blue and be like, damn, but I thought he was leading in the polls. No, the polls was leading for him. They was manipulating, showing you this shit. So Obama didn't supposed to win.
Huh? We have technology is cheap enough. Why can't we do our own polls?
Well, you do.
Like that was advocate.
But how do you say your poll is more important than the poll that they've been using for years?
Twitter.
Yeah,
exactly.
But they don't trust Twitter either, because that can be a Russian poll.
No,
they don't. They don't.
Twitter is pretty. Yeah, Twitter's
underrated, man. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. The news is on that thing, man.
Oh yeah. I try to get most of the things that I'm finding, like hydrogen plants blowing up. I found all that on Twitter.
Right.
And people was like, where did you get that from? I said, that shit was on Twitter, man. And then I did the research and look at that shit. They was like, damn, okay.
Yeah. I feel like I said that like years ago.
You did.
When we started, I was like, man, fuck Facebook, fuck CNN.com. I just jump on Twitter.
But Facebook get a lot of their shit from Twitter, because most people grab it from Twitter and then they just repost
it.
That's a lot of it on that. But if it originates on Facebook, I'm kind of cautious on that anyway.
Man, I'm about to get off of Facebook, bro. I'm about to be done with that.
Oh shit!
There you go.
I'm calling it. I think Facebook's gonna die, bro. I really think. Like their branding, I know they're huge. I get that, but I think they're dying. Though I think I don't think they're innovative enough. And I'm not saying like how Apple's not innovative. They don't do new things. Apple jumps into other stuff. I'm just saying with Facebook, they're doing the exact same thing, and I think they're doing it wrong. And they're not getting better at what they're doing. People are starting to get off of Facebook. I think it's hurting politics.
But I'm just getting called out
personally, But
they've been
they keep getting called out, and they don't have leaders within their company that know how to like fix their problems. They keep talking, and then they just make it worse.
And then something else lined up. Yeah, he needs to shut the hell up and start saying, "I'm just the owner. I'm not the CEO anymore." Because I can't be speaking for this shit. Because I'm fucking up. Yeah, we all know that.
He's their Dolan, like the Knicks guy.
The old saying, the kimono has been raised. Now your ass is exposed. So anything that goes wrong.
Too.
Yeah.
I was like, shit, why did I say that?
Oh, garbage ass franchise.
I got nothing on that. I got nothing.
But
all right, but wait.
Anyway.
Are we before we run out of time, we gotta talk about the Netflix thing. I didn't want to jump the gun, but we gotta talk about it.
No spoilers though, right?
Well, it's based on a true story.
Right?
No, I didn't get to see it yet. I was doing the Chernobyl thing.
That's always good.
That shit is
whoa. Chernobyl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get your.
I know you you like black people, and you like.
There you go.
If no black people on there,
I mean, it's just fucking Ukraine, bro.
Finish yeah. I mean, they killed people. They poisoned the whole Europe, dude. People are dying over there because of what happened in there. Yeah, a bunch of white people. People didn't look at it that way. But when I saw that, I was like, wow, that's why Russia is evil. Damn. That's why these motherfuckers is evil. Go ahead.
So I don't mean to kill your topic, Chaz, real quick. So about Chernobyl. Yeah. Somebody brought up something that was interesting. They said, what if Russia created a show just as good as that one about 9/11? And that's literally the equivalent of what we're doing with Chernobyl, whatever.
Chernobyl, yeah.
And then it made me think like, oh, damn. And then he said, oh, and by the way, they're all going to have British accents. And it's just like, oh
I
shit.
know.
Yeah. I didn't even think
Nobody's
about it like
Russian. Yeah, nobody's gonna be Russian.
With great American accents.
Yeah, just
right.
What is his name? John Boyega, whatever his name. He was great in Detroit.
yeah. So wow,
it's a good story though.
That's interesting though. That would be interesting. So what we gonna do? We gonna denounce that because
Right, no, it was still a good show. I mean,
what's that?
The story's terrible. Well, Chernobyl.
Oh yeah, that was a great show, dude. It's so intense of what went down and what could have happened, and it was true. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what made it like really chilling. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I know that go ahead, Chaz. When they see us, right? That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, when they see us.
When they see us, who?
Mm-hmm.
E, you saw it?
I haven't seen it, but I'm like waiting right now. I have family in town. I was ready. I was about to.
Yeah, man, mine's due. It's due for me to see it. Me and my wife is gonna see it. We're gonna see it.
But the numbers is up though. I mean, you should talk about that. I mean, people are watching it.
Well, Mike, you posted something saying this When They See Us has been like the most watched series on Netflix since it came out, right?
That was me though.
That was him.
Oh,
that was E.
I'm sorry.
It's cool.
Yeah, I threw out a lot of shit, but this time it was E. Yes.
Yeah. It was Twitter. That's why I was surprised. I was like, wait, Mike shared something from Twitter? But yeah, E, you shared that link, and I was like, that's really amazing. Mm-hmm. What gave me hope was this was a captivating story for everyone, just because of how engrossed. I mean, when you watch it, you just become so engrossed in the story and just the fact that it's real, that you can just go look it up. And I mean, it's not a spoiler, but basically it's based off the Central Park 5 and was so atrocious about it years later, with thanks to DNA, there was someone who actually confessed years later. So the story shows you how they got caught up and what they went through, and just the aftermath.
How's the acting in it? How's
it's great. Yeah,
cinematography, all that.
No, it's Ava. What's DuVernay?
Yeah,
it's DuVernay.
DuVernay, yes. So I mean,
director of Selma, right?
Yeah. So it's I mean, everything looks real. Mm-hmm. So I mean, right. I'm personally I'm still mixed about stuff looking so real. Again, going back to John Wick. John Wick has such a over the top, a lot of colors. Mike, you saw John Wick 3, right?
Damn sure did.
You did, right? So
fucking love that movie, dude.
But you know what I'm saying in terms of like the color scheme and the aesthetics.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of movies, when they're trying to, like Precious, like that was a movie that's trying to go for a really gritty look. So it's not as, you kind of get spoiled by a movie where it's like all the colors and it's pops and it's really cool backgrounds versus this looks so regular, but it's supposed to look regular. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it helps you get engrossed in it. So to answer your question, yes, acting is good. Everything around it is good. It got to the point where I was like, it'd be great just to have something like over the top, a movie like, but everything was like very real and based on the actual event. So you didn't really get anything outside of the norm, you know what I'm saying? That makes sense.
So it's rated like it's 9 out of 10. And
that shit is rated E for emotional. That shit is rated.
Yeah.
like after you watch it, I was seeing Twitter posts about it. Like I couldn't even finish it. You got to come back to it. Like you got to keep your swag. Yeah, when you approach it, your swag has to be all the way up. Then you got to be like, all right.
Bring it down. Bring it
down. Yeah, like a video game. You got to get extra man and kind of get a little bone, power up. But it's dope.
But am I gonna watch it and just get pissed, like just get angry as hell?
But it's gonna be manageable. You're not gonna get over the top. I will say this like 4 or 5 episodes, whatever. Yeah. Start off with 1 and then sneak into 2. So don't do too much of episode 2, but do enough to kind of get the gist of it. So I don't want to. We'll save it for the next podcast, but great show.
Yeah,
check it out.
I'll definitely. And if you didn't see 13, which she did, was the documentary, you damn sure got to see that.
Okay.
You didn't see 13?
Now, is it on Netflix or how do I see it?
No, I think it's on HBO. 13.
I thought it was on Netflix, actually.
Really?
You'll know. I saw it.
I
Though.
add
I
that
haven't
to the
seen it
list.
though.
No, you'll need to see that one. So if you're talking about how the system is the way it is right now, that would lead you into this miniseries.
Right.
Look, man, my swag can't. I can only handle so much.
Nah.
I gotta wait another week to get my swag up.
I know what you mean. When I was watching, I mean, not that it's related. I was watching Michael Jackson documentary.
Nah, I didn't want to see that. Dude.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
It.
I'm with you. So I watched the first episode, and then I just said, "Fuck that." I didn't even watch anymore. I just got pissed, and I was just like, "Nah."
What did you get pissed off at? Like
at Mike and people not doing anything.
Yeah.
Like just.
So you felt like Mike was wrong. Mike was obviously guilty in the movie.
Well, yeah, but it was like there were a bunch of enablers around him.
Yeah, just like R. Kelly.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Well, I didn't watch that because
No, I watched that. That was fucking disgusting, dude.
No, I mean I saw a couple episodes, but that was just like I don't know. I learned a lot about the Michael one, but then it was just like, y'all just telling this story being idiots. Like,
I thought the Michael one was unbalanced because I do remember vividly one of the dudes recanted, or it was some shit that came out later. So I didn't like it was you felt like it was fair and balanced.
It felt authentic to me. It just seemed like a bunch of like the moms were just smiling, like so Mike was just no idea about it.
And that's what fucks me up about the story. So you mean to tell me Mike was just running around and fucking kids?
Yes.
You said yes. Okay, all right.
I mean, he wasn't running around, but
yes.
He was Mike. He was one of the most powerful dudes. He was just going in.
He was powerful,
talking to mom.
Dude. Yes. He's one of the most beloved performers ever. Who's gonna question?
Bruh,
who's gonna question that shit?
No, they won't.
The parents said my child stayed with Michael Jackson.
Yeah, that's exactly.
That's it.
Let me hang out with Billy, for a bit. And here's $1 million. Go hang out in my mansion.
Don't bring no clothes because I'm gonna buy clothes for him. And you're like, no.
You know what? I was listening to Mike yesterday. I was like, you've been hit by a smooth criminal. I was jamming. I was like, oh, shit.
But you know why.
Man, fuck that.
Smooth criminal, dude.
Yeah, they were saying, too, just like the R. Kelly one, they were just like the songs that he was writing. Actually, were like relating to a lot of the stories going on or the things going on in his life.
Baby, that's why I didn't want to see it though, man.
I know that's why
it just fucking ruins you,
Human Nature? Nah, that's a reach. Human Nature. I mean, like it's just too easy to say that.
Well,
do you remember? It's like I don't know.
That's what it is. So 13th is on Netflix. Yeah, it's not HBO. It's Netflix.
Transition.
Yeah, I had to. He was making me throw up in my mouth and shit.
Man, fuck that. I still listen to Mike.
See, you one of those people, man. White people get away with it. Why can't black people do it?
No, I'm not.
Only the black quarterback.
Oh, racist ass. Only the black quarterback.
Nah.
Only the black people. I bet you believe in OJ too and shit.
No, not even. It was like, OJ Simpson's an NFL player. I believe he would choke somebody out or do it. He's a. But you mean to tell me frail, skinny ass Mike was just running around and?
No, he wasn't running around. He was laying around.
Nobody stopped him.
Man, he came in with his helicopter and threw out thousands of dollars and said, "Move out my way."
So okay, all right, we're gonna get stuck on this. So let's move on.
Yeah. I'm just saying, bro. He was a powerful dude, bro. This is before the internet. That he was
powerful.
Yes.
Yeah,
man. Money. Yes.
On a level of people's children, that's just hard for me to believe. So in the 80s,
so you gotta understand, it's parents that want to see their children be successful and be around successful people. It don't matter. This guy was beloved. Parents,
so it's the same thing
ignorant.
As like Trump.
Yeah.
So it's like I heard Trump's a creep, but I'm gonna put my daughter in Miss America, or whatever, and be around.
No, it's more like I don't even know if we have an equal to him anymore. Like maybe the Beehive and with Beyonce or some shit, but.
So I guess if Beyonce was doing some weird shit with young dudes, that's the only equivalent.
No, but then they'd be cheering them. They'd be like, "Yo, what?
Maybe
you complaining about girls. Beyonce? What the fuck?"
Yeah, a lot of young girls love Beyonce.
Oh,
man.
Bitch ass, what?
This subject, I can't deal. Listen. I'm probably gonna listen to Mike tonight and tomorrow.
And it's gonna come up in your mind.
No, it's not.
No, well, I'm gonna put it there. The man, he was molesting children, and he was in the car and in a helicopter. That's what he was doing.
He was in the car with him.
Yeah, he was hanging out in the room with them, literally, like just popping up at
with the giraffes and animals and shit. That's what Mike was doing.
All right, now I gotta watch the movie.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, you need to go to the nearest person to you. Ask them, yo, how powerful was Mike? They'll be like, what?
So wait, he was child fuckable, powerful. That's not a level of power.
Yes,
LeBron
it is.
James,
it is.
LeBron James start doing some weird shit. We be like, what the fuck?
So
no, you don't know he is because he's man. I feel like I can't convince you, bro. Like,
yeah, I know. He's still holding on to it, though. He's holding on to it, man. He's not going to let it go. He's not going to let it go.
So what, Thriller? Or how about Jackson 5 era?
No, I think that's when it was when it was building, you know.
Okay, so what, Thriller? That's your cutoff?
Why that's when you cutting the albums off? What is it? What are you trying to get? You trying to get?
I didn't say I was cutting them off.
You still listening?
Yeah, that music is the shit. Come on now.
Artist,
he's a brilliant artist.
Music
is fantastic.
Whatever. I still listening.
I
still look at Weinstein's films. What the fuck you talking about? What are you talking about?
Oh damn. This is a whole other conversation.
Mel Gibson's still a good actor. No, too far.
Yeah, Mel Gibson.
Apocalypto.
Didn't you like Mad Max? Goddamn.
Yeah.
Wait, the new one or the old one? You know what? If you like the new one, does that mean you fuck with the old one too?
That's where it came from.
You know what?
See? So. Yeah, I wanted to close that out. Hey, we definitely need to see that. I agree with you. I want to see that miniseries, but I do hope that you'll get a chance to see the short documentary from Ava DuVernay called 13.
Boom.
Because it really talks about the prison system, how it was modified from slavery, and since they couldn't use blacks as slavery, they used the prison system to enact a slavery system up to today, and how it kept modernizing it to this point of why this actually could happen.
Didn't the Clintons have something to do with that one?
Yep, sure do.
Yeah.
So no good signs for the next episode, other than
a recap of the shows we watching.
Oh, not just the shows, but if you can. I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna look at both days. I'm gonna record them to see whenever I want to. But the two debates, so when we get together, see those two debates. Definitely want to get some feedback.
We'll talk about it offline.
Oh my God!
I'm too busy listening to Mike.
Yeah. You ruined them.
Oh shit.
Nah, so those recaps on that. But other than that, y'all got anything else to add, fellas?
Nah.
You gotta hang on to that, there.
Shit, I gotta. You know what? I gotta go and get some plan. So.
Yeah. Oh, so they are making a counter story to Chernobyl. Russia is.
Oh, are they?
What is it called?
I have no idea.
Paradise in Russia? Like, what the fuck?
It's not 9/11, but they're doing their own Chernobyl because they think the U.S. was part of it and it was some CIA.
Of course.
Blah, blah, blah,
yeah, but
what do they call it? Vacation in Moscow?
I don't know.
Blast from the
Glasgow or some bullshit.
It's like the Fire Festival. Different documentaries. I could do it better. Watch this.
Yeah, I know. Get a couple of names that we could throw out, right? So, anywho, thank you very much. Repo Rethink Politics. We're get to what is our Twitter name? Trash.
And it is Rethink Politics Podcast.
Rethink Politics Podcast.
Because someone already had the other one, so that's really
because that's a great name, and
exactly. We gotta put that on my phone too. So check us out on Twitter. We're gonna try to put some things out there. Try to get some snippets back out once again, and we'll see you next time on Rethink Politics. Thank you, fellas.